Nothing's worse for a track star than to slip and fall during a race. Your pride is probably more wounded than your body. Interestingly, it was pride that caused the greatest angel ever created to trip and fall big time. In rebelling against God, Lucifer took millions of other angels with him. For the full story, stay with us. From Chicago's Moody Church, this is Running to Win with Dr. Erwin Lutzer, whose clear teaching helps us make it across the finish line. Pride goes before a fall, the Bible tells us. It became the source of Lucifer's downfall as an angel of light. Turn with us to Isaiah chapter 14 as Dr. Lutzer discusses just how it was that pride could take root in God's number one angel.
This is the way I read the passage. Here's Lucifer, responsible for what is happening on the earth. There is praise being offered up to God. There are works that are being offered up to God. He has the responsibility of making sure that it all gets to God. And the key word there is all. And he begins to allow some of it, figuratively speaking, to stick to his fingers. And he says, I want a piece of the action. That's what happened. Yes, God is deserving of praise, but so am I. So am I. Look at how high I am on the totem pole. Look at how beautiful I am. And he began to keep some of it. Yes, God is worthy of all of these works, but I also am worthy to be served, even as God is being served, because of who I am. So he became a thief, taking what belonged to God, keeping it for himself. He was filled with vanity. It says in verse 17, your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You corrupted your wisdom by reason of your splendor. I cast you to the ground. I put you before kings that they may see you. You were corrupted because of your beauty. You know that those of you who are beautiful in appearance, you have tremendous struggles. Some of the deepest struggles that you will ever face is if you're naturally good looking. Why? Because we face, and when I say we, I did not mean to say that I was included in the people that I was just talking about. I was making a sharp distinction here between me and the people on the platform and all of you folks out there. Oh boy. Wait till the staff meeting now. My dear friend, we have the same temptations as Lucifer. God gives us the ability to earn money. He gives us gifts. He entrusts us with great responsibility on earth, and we begin to take credit for what God does through us. We begin to say, this is mine, and we say, this is mine, and you're not going to get it, as if to think somehow that all of the gifts that we give have not been given to us by the living God, and that we have absolutely nothing of ourselves. Everything that we have, whether it is our physical appearance, whether it is our wealth and our abilities, all of it is derived from God's loving, generous hand. How dare we say, it's mine? How dare we say it? And we only say it because a drop of his rebellion has fallen on every single human heart. And ever since Lucifer, we all have the same struggles. And that will be expanded upon in next week's message as we go through this series. Have you ever thought of this? When Lucifer decided to sin, he had no idea as to what the consequences were going to be, because there was no other example of rebellion in the entire universe. He couldn't look back and say, well, now I know that this might happen because look at what so-and-so did and look at what happened to him. No, this was the first being to choose against God. I'll tell you what he didn't know. He did not know the devastation that was going to come to him. He did not know the ultimate, total, incredible humiliation that he is going to have to endure throughout all of eternity. There was no way that he could foresee what was going to happen in his life and in his experience. He should have obeyed God's bare word and believed that God knew better than he as to whether obedience was optional or whether it should be done with love and gratitude. Could I say parenthetically that you and I don't know that either, do we? We sin and we think we can control the consequences, but I want you to know that God has created a universe in which that is not possible. When you and I deliberately sin, the consequences of necessity are always out of our control and our hands. Now let's look at the conflict in his career. We've spoken about stage 1, which is his creation, stage 2, which is his fall, stage 3 is conflict. Think of God's options. What could God have done now that sin had entered into the universe through Lucifer? Well, God could have said, number 1, I'm just going to exterminate you. I'm just going to obliterate you. I'm just going to vaporize you so that you aren't going to be in existence anymore. I guess that's one thing God could have done. He could have just simply said, Lucifer, I just crush you by raw power. And he's gone. Or else God could have said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to confine you to another planet. I'm going to set the bounds of your limitation. And you're going to be there on that other planet. And you're going to have all of eternity to do nothing but contemplate the utter stupidity and horror of what you've done. That would have been another option. God didn't see it fit to do it that way. He came up with another plan. He said, Lucifer, and now we can speak of him as Satan. Satan, you can continue to rule planet Earth. I'm not going to take away your power. The same power that you had before you sinned is going to be the same power that you have after you sin. And I'm going to let you become the ruler of the world, and I want you to try to see, and I'm going to give you lots of time to see it, I'm going to let you try to see whether or not it is even possible for you to bring some kind of order out of the chaos that you have created. I want to give you plenty of time to find out whether or not it